It's not difficult to buy real estate. It's not difficult to be a real estate investor. I know a lot of people try to make this thing seem like you're reinventing the wheel and you're doing this and you're doing that, and there's just so many loopholes you have to jump through in order to get started. I'm here to tell you that's simply not the case. And if you have the right team, real estate is as easy as just doing this. Shuffling money from one place to the next. That's all it really is. I'm going to talk about every member in my team and why each one of them is important. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to NYM. This is a channel dedicated to wealth building and financial literacy for the younger generation. My name's Christopher Bell, and I would be lying to you if I told you I would be anywhere near as successful as I have been in real estate if I didn't have each and every member of my real estate investing team. Okay, they are all super important enough for me to feel the need to make a video about the members of my team, because real estate is a people's sport. Okay, if it's even a sport, you know, it's a people's business. Okay, we're not gonna call it a sport. It's a people's business. You have to have these connections. You have to have these relationships. Now, it's gonna vary from person to person. Like if your wife's a real estate agent, okay, bro, you don't need to have a real estate agent. All right, if you are a loan officer yourself, you be your own loan officer, you're able to, you know, fine. So this is not a one size fits all, but these are the members that I have on my team that I feel as though are very, very valuable to me as an investor. And I figured I would just list them out. And if you don't have one of these on your team, then you'll say, oh, maybe things would run a lot smoother if, you know, I did have this member on my team. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it, starting with numero uno, loan officer. Okay, so bank. And these are not in any specific order of importance, but I'm just kind of rhyming them off the top of my head, okay? So number one is a loan officer. Your loan officer is the person who you're gonna get your funding from, whether you are using a HELOC, whether you are using, you know, a second mortgage, a whatever. This could also be counted as a hard money lender, whatever it is for you. Loan officer, hard money lender, private money, you need to figure out the person or institution that your money is coming from. It makes no sense to start looking into real estate, start thinking about properties if you don't even know where your money is going to come from. You have to have money to invest in real estate, and the loan officer is going to be the person, or the hard money, whoever, your money person is going to be the person you need in your corner to help you get these deals financed, okay? After you have your financial situation all set, it's time to start looking for properties. When you start looking for properties, you're going to want to hire a real estate agent, okay? Now, this is super important because it's going to vary from investor to investor. Case in point, for me, I find all of my own deals and then I send them to my real estate agent to write the paperwork, do the contract, and submit the offer, okay? Because my real estate agent, we have a relationship. They know that I got the money in the bank, we're ready to roll, okay? So we built that relationship. I just need her to put in offers for me. Now, if you are a new investor and if you're someone who is going to be dependent on a real estate agent to bring you deals, you might want to look elsewhere, because first and foremost, you need to understand how real estate agents make their money. They get paid typically off commission. So if I was a real estate agent, I would want to go sell the nicest, biggest, most expensive house, because I'm going to get X amount of commission off that deal. So it's not as time effective for them to continuously spend so much time with you putting in offers that are more than likely going to get denied, okay? Because you're trying to get these deals at a great cost, all right? Because you're an investor, we're trying to make money. So by understanding how the real estate agent makes their money, it'll help you better understand that it's really just not worth their time to hunt down a whole lot of deals for you that we're probably not gonna get in hopes that we get a yes on one of them. It's just not as time effective. And it's for that reason that I recommend that you get really educated on running your own numbers and looking for your own deals. Okay, I use the real estate agent more so as a tool after I've found my deal. Okay, but another thing that might work in your favor, if you find a new real estate agent that's new in the market, you can hit them with your criteria and say, hey, this is my criteria. Can you send me a bunch of listings, whatever? And a lot of real estate agents, specifically new real estate agents, are going to be more willing to go above and beyond to help you find deals. Okay, if you go up to a veteran real estate agent that's been in the game, that's doing super amounts of sales on luxurious real estate, they're gonna look at you and be like, yeah, I'm not your guy. We're not gonna be a good fit. So a real estate agent is very important, but understand how you need to utilize that real estate agent depending on their level of, their level of comfort with working with you as an investor. So if at the end of the day, if you can get somebody that's newer, that's willing to send you deals, submit X amount of offers a day, more power to you. But a real estate agent is definitely somebody you're gonna want in your corner. Next up, a general contractor. You're gonna want a general contractor. Now, I have started projects where I was going to be the GC myself, and I was going to just hire out different aspects of the project. I was gonna have a guy come do electric, then I would have somebody come do flooring. And what I realized is this is just how deep you wanna take it. If you wanna spend your time contracting out every aspect of a renovation, more power to you. For me personally, I don't have the time or patience. I'd rather have a general contractor come in, tell me everything the property needs, and we go from there. I pay one person, I'm blaming one person if the work's not done properly. I have one person that I'm going to, and it just makes my life so much easier. I call my boy on the phone, hey, we've got another one. He's like, all right, I'll meet you there, let's go. Okay, so a good general contractor is always gonna be somebody you want in your corner. Now, tied to that general contractor, I'm going to say you need a good inspector. Okay, when you buy a property, it's always gonna be unknown for the most part. You never know exactly what you're getting on these properties. Go get an inspection, and then what I typically do is, here's a little pro tip, I always schedule a time to meet with my general contractor at the exact same time as my inspector. So what I'll typically do is I'll call my inspector, say, hey, go check out the house. I'll be there towards the end of your inspection with my GC, my general contractor. What I do as an investor is I get the general contractor and the inspector to meet and talk. Why? Because the inspector just found pretty much every issue wrong with this property. And who's gonna fix it? Your general contractor. The inspector's gonna know what things need to look like in order to be up to code, and the general contractor's doing the work. So why not let those two talk it out and come up with the plan? So my general contractor will talk to the inspector, and he comes back to me and says, okay, based off of what the inspector said, we could spend this much to get this house where we want it to be. So a general contractor and an inspector, they go hand in hand. You're definitely gonna want these two on your team. All right, so you got your money, you found a property, you got it inspected, you did the renovations, you've done the due diligence on those areas. Who's up? Property manager. Who are you gonna have to manage your property? All right, for me personally, I'm all about that passive income. I don't wanna wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning with the tenant calling me saying, hey, the toilet is broken. All right, I want passive income. I want 100% hands off. Well, as hands off as I can be. Of course, I'm gonna be more hands on in the beginning of a project. But once that house is completed, once the renovation is done, I'm turning the keys over to my property manager and I'm saying, hey, it's your turn. You're up next. They're gonna go find tenants. They're gonna have the legal documentation, the lease, the contract between you and the tenant. and they're gonna be a middleman so that you don't have to directly deal with tenants. Now, I know a lot of people self-manage, but trust me, my property manager is, man, I feel like they're just one of the most important members of my team. They find tenants, they keep the money coming in. If there's any issues, I'm knowing about it. They're putting me on to whatever's wrong immediately. I cannot stress enough how important a property manager is. They're usually realtors, okay? So they know the area that you're purchasing in. And shoot, I've went to my property managers and said, hey, you know this area. I'm looking at homes in this area. What do you think? And they might say, oh yeah, you know, there's a lot of development going on in the area. We've increased rents consistently in that area. The area is definitely appreciating in value. You're going to be able to get that information from somebody who's working in that area, that situation all the time. It's going to be a property manager, okay? So I've purchased houses and I've not purchased houses just because of what information I've gotten from my property manager. So a property manager for me, it is not even negotiable. I have to have them. After your property manager, you're going to want to make sure you have an insurance agent, okay? An insurance agent is there to protect you and the tenants. I mean, let's say, you know, people are human, so things happen. You don't want to have slack insurance in a time that you actually need to be covered because something happened on one of your properties. You could literally lose everything if you don't have your insurance lined up, getting ready to cover something that might have occurred on one of your real estate properties. Insurance is just one of those things, you know, you hope you never need it, but when you do, you want it to be as easy and as seamless of a process as you can possibly make it. So having a great insurance agent is somebody you're gonna want to have on your team. Now, you can do all of your due diligence. Make sure that you're going by your properties regularly. You're making sure that there's no fire hazards, no, you know, nothing that people could get hurt over. Now, your property manager, if they're good, which they should be, you're paying them, they're gonna be the ones responsible for this. All right, so just make sure that you're having that conversation with your property manager saying, hey, I need you to make sure that the properties are always safe and that you're doing drive-bys and check-ins regularly to make sure that we're not putting anybody in danger, okay? So as long as you're doing that on your end and you have a great insurance agent who's going to protect you in the event that something happens, then you'll be good. So make sure you have a really good insurance agent. On top of that, you're gonna wanna have a CPA. You're gonna wanna have an accountant because it's tax season, right? Like taxes, money, you want somebody that's going to help you keep your money. I don't wanna pay taxes, guys. I don't wanna pay it. And I don't know anybody that gets excited about paying taxes. I don't wanna pay it. So having a CPA that understands what I'm doing, that is big, because just because you have an accountant does not mean that they're a good real estate accountant, okay? They might not know about depreciation schedules, cost segregation, you know, things that you can deduct directly off your taxes, things that might need to be appreciated over a different schedule. The list goes on. And you'll be able to have your CPA on your side in the event that you are audited. They can advise you on what you need to do and documents, all that good stuff you need to produce in the event that you are audited. Which brings me to my next person. See, they all just kind of fit. Insurance to make sure you're protected, a CPA to make sure that the IRS isn't gonna come snatch you up, and next up would be a lawyer. You need a good lawyer. For one, I've gotten deals before because I've had my real estate agent put in a deal and say, hey, Chris is gonna buy this property, he's gonna give you an X amount down on the deposit, and he can close in 10 days. That is the task that I charge my lawyers with. Closing attorney, same deal. That's the task I charge them with. I say, hey, listen, I'm bringing you multiple closings, okay? And I'm giving you all your fees in each closing. So I need you all to be able to make me look more competitive to some of these sellers. And the way that you're going to be able to do that for me is you're gonna let me close expeditiously. I'm an all cash buyer. So when I'm an all cash buyer, there's not too much paperwork, quote unquote, that needs to be done. I need you to pull the title, do the title search. I need you to get the closing statement, the closing disclosure, all that stuff situated. We're going to the table, we're signing, record the deed, and we're set. All right, so I have that high expectation for my lawyer. So make sure you go build a relationship with a really good closing attorney or lawyer and ask them, say, hey, how fast can you close on these deals? And then they are there for legal support too. So in case you ever get somebody who's trying to sue you, you'll be able to go to them for that as well. Also, you can use your closing attorney, in this case my lawyer, to structure your business. So if you want to put properties into an LLC, you can go to your lawyer for that, which is going to help reduce liability. So it all ties together, right? It's all about, most of this, not all, but most of these are about limiting your liability, okay? As an investor, you're gonna want to have a team so that you can have multiple checks in place to where if you ever run into a problem, you've got this person you can go to, you've got that person you can go to, and all you need to do as the investor, after you get the investment up and running, you get everything off the ground, you just sit back and chill and collect your money, okay? So you wanna have these members on your team to help streamline the process. I hope this video helped, man. Each one of the members that are on my team are super important. Like, I literally could not do real estate. I know that sounds like I'm stretching it, but I'm not. I literally could not do real estate if I didn't have these members on my team. So basically now, I mean, what I do is I get a property, I see a property, I'm like, okay, I already got the money for that via however I'm gonna pay for it, right? Because of my loan officer set up. I get that money, I already got it. I call my realtor, hey, I'm putting in the offer for this house. Let's put the offer in. My realtor says, Chris, we got the house. Okay, cool. I go to my lawyer, or she goes to my lawyer and says, hey, we need to close in 10 days on this house. From there, all I do is wire the funds to my lawyer. Cool, they got the money, we close on the house. Next up, I set the appointment for my inspector and my contractor to both meet. Once they meet, my contractor says, hey, which I already have a general idea of how much the repairs are gonna cost. Again, just because I'm more experienced now in real estate, but never go into a deal without overestimating the rehab costs. I just wanted to throw it out there. A lot of people mess up in real estate by doing that. But because I already have a general idea of how much the property is going to cost me to renovate, I'll get my general contractor and my inspector, and I say, hey, y'all link up. They go, they bring me back the report. My contractor says, hey, Chris, it's gonna cost this much. All right, then I go back to my realtor and I say, hey, if there's anything that we found unexpectedly in the inspection, I go back to my realtor and say, hey, can you renegotiate? But whatever. We've closed, I've got the inspection, I've got the contractor, I got his report, he's telling me how much it's gonna be to renovate the property. Then I go to my property manager and I say, what do we need to do trim work wise or to make this property get the maximum rent? Is this an area where people would appreciate a standalone tub? Are they going to appreciate vaulted ceilings if it's a completely redone project? Are they going to not care if it's laminate, or do I need to put in hardwood floors? Your property manager is gonna know the type of clientele, the type of tenants that are gonna be staying in the area of the property, so they'll be able to advise you on that, and then they'll be able to get tenants in the property. From there, we're gonna set up insurance, I'm gonna holler at my CPA about it, and it's pretty much a done deal from there, guys. So get to a point, well, me personally, I just wanted to get to a point where all I sit back and do is this, guys. I move the money from here to there, to there, to there, to there. Then I refinance. After everything's all said and done, I refinance the property, get all my money back. See my video, I'll link it down below for the BRRRR method, okay? I did a whole video on the BRRRR method. I go right back to my loan officer where all of this started from. After everything comes full circle, I refinance my property, I get all of my money back out, and I've never had to lift a hammer. Now, If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, maybe you want to do some of your own construction work. Maybe you want to take a shot at managing your own properties. If so, cool. You know, more power to you. That's not my goal, but if that's what you want to do, hey, go for it. Okay, whatever works for you and your individual situation. I hope this video helped, man. I just feel like I needed to do it, right? I needed to do it so that you can start assembling your team. And from there, you can say, okay, I got everybody in place. Let's get started. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. You got to get started. Regardless, get started. If you don't know it all, cool. Learn on the go. Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody, but don't sit still. Okay? As always, man, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I think we're at like 270 something subscribers. We're building momentum. I love it. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video. If you know somebody that's looking to get into real estate, share this video. Say, hey, maybe you're not starting because you don't have a team. You're doing everything, or you're trying to do everything by yourself. This guy, me, says you need to have a team. Check out his video, get your team together, and see if that helps, okay? Share this video, man, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Later.